Then it is 9 of January 2025, and I want to take a quick look on my Husqvarna, what the name it is, Husqvarna 380, to make a more professional spacer on my home construction of the starter patent. I glued together a PVC plate here, something I got from Temu, and I have this with me. Got a new part for this. I could buy a brake on this Meek chainsaw. It's about 50cc, very good chainsaw with ergonomic starter rope. Going to sell that. I got it in a party of chainsaws almost for free because it was missing the brake. But back to the Husqvarna chainsaw. This fantastic saw, which was top of top when it came, top echelons of the chainsaws. The thickness seems to be perfect. Hope so. Maybe it's a little too thick. I made a homemade spacer on the starter because I put the starter and the ignition plate from Husqvarna 65 into this Husqvarna 380, and it actually works. I had to experiment to find the right width on the spacer, because I had to build out the spacer house, but this because I had to build on the rope wheel, the attachment on the rope wheel. I needed to build on 65 grip, because the flywheel has 3 baffles, and the original 380 flywheel, which go for the original, or which go with the original 380 ignition plate, which was missing on this chainsaw. And you know how it is on these old chainsaws, it's almost impossible to get spare parts on new ignition plate for an affordable price. Could buy it from America, but then it's cost maybe $70 in transport. So the flywheel on Husqvarna 65 has 1, 2, 3 baffles, and this is the homemade spacer, and that was a little bit too thin, so I'm going to make one more with this plate, cut it out. Looks better in black. This is some transparent PVC. And also I put some spacer here to build it out, because this one become too thin. I still was missing something. The starter house was attacking the flywheel. So I put those 3, 1, 2, 3 small spacer to build it further out, about 1 millimeter, and then it worked perfectly. But now I'm going to make, I want to skip those loose spacers, don't like that. So I'm going to make a new spacer, use this as a guiding, and build it out. There should be a 2100 Husqvarna or something which has the same cover, and it's deeper, and it's meant for this kind of 3 baffles, but I don't know how to get hold on that. So better I made a homemade system here that actually works almost like professional. totally satisfied with that. If I only have the correct width on this, this is some acrylic PVC stuff, should be okay for this operation. I go indoor and do that. Then I have tried to make a spacer for the Husqvarna 380 with the ignition system from Husqvarna 65, and flywheel have the 3 baffles system, and I had to build out on the starter rope, the puller. I had to build it out with the grip that can attach the 3 baffles on the flywheel. Because I changed the flywheel when I changed the ignition plate, so it's the flywheel that is coming with the ignition plate. I didn't want to take a chance and put the flywheel for 380 on top of ignition plate of 65, Husqvarna 65. So I I saved stuff. I saved myself the bother, and I used the same flywheel that goes with the 65. Maybe it would function with the 380 flywheel on the 65 ignition plate, but I didn't want to take the chance and gamble. So I tried to make a spacer. So I need to build out the starter so it will fit the 3 baffle flywheel. So this is the original 380 spacer, and I need to build it out about 6 mm. I tried with this foam PVC, styropan or whatever, but it showed up to be fragile and didn't work very well. So I had a 2 mm that was not so fragile, and I built that on top of the transparent greenhouse glass PVC, which was the first one I made, but that one is only 4 mm, so I built it out 1 mm with a metal spacer. But then I got a gap with dust and air going into the starter, so to prevent that I built a 2 mm plate on top here, and I still put this metal. I glue those with super glue that glues in 1 minute or less. Also use super glue around here. I think that will do. It should be like this is the outer side and this is the inner side. It should be like that. And now it should be dust closed for dust, and hopefully it's maybe now 1 mm thicker than it was, but hopefully it will work with only this and the transparent PVC for the greenhouse, which is 4 mm. That's become just too little, but when I expanded it with this metal spacer, it's become perfect. But now it's even 1 more millimeter bigger. Let's see if it works. This is detailed oriented, and a small millimeter or half a millimeter can make that something is colliding in the starter thing. So this is a very special thing. You need to be very special interest to bother to do this, and you need to have the time, of course. And this is a very lovely chainsaw. It's a very high top end big chainsaw from beginning of 1980s. Maybe they started in late 1970s with the 380, but everybody have seen bragging enormously about that chainsaw. Still snowing here, 9th of January. there is the whole shebang. And should be something like this. Okay, and on top this, and on top of that this one, the starter. The depth and the length of the screws seems perfect. Important that you, when you make homemade things like this, that you have the depth of the threads that you feel is deep enough, but not too deep. Always need to think about a lot of things when you do homemade construction. Yeah, so there it is. Now it is dust, it's a closed, enclosed area, no dust going in there. Yeah, this is very cool chainsaw. And by the way, I have a new bar coming from Germany, and that will be to test it tomorrow. But I could start it now just to have, just for fun, to hear it roar and see how easy it starts. And test the starter, of course. If the starter patent now is perfect. It is amazing. I have a 65 ignition system on a 380. Oh, fantastic. Very satisfied with that. Exciting to show off cutting with a brand new 20-inch, I think it is, bar coming my way from Sagenspetzi. It's evening 9 of January 2025. I just couldn't stop myself from going out and film this. So there is something to looking forward to. Hey, that was cool. I just received it from the post. So something to look forward to for yesterday. That look really like a bad boy. Looks really cool. Brand new Sagenspetzi. I think it's 24. 60 centimeter. 20. Yeah, 64 inch. Really big one. As I guess 20 inch is 50 centimeter, and this is 4 inch bigger, so it's 60 centimeter big. Looking very mean. Could be very fun to buck with this and see how that goes. I guess a brand new bar and chain need to be settled a little because of the paint in the tracks. And it has a nose tip. Okay, see you later on. Husqvarna 380. 10th of January, and I'm going to test my new bar, the 24-inch Sagenspetzi bar for my Husqvarna 380S. Well, here it is, the chainsaw with the monster bar. I also took with me the 340 with the heat in the handle. I want to cut with that too, to try it more, test it more. It's about 0 degrees outside. The chainsaw is cold. I didn't start it today. Started it yesterday evening. It's always ready to go because it has a push stop switch. I just found a small log. I could not find a big enough log to test this big chain bar, this big bar. I don't have big enough logs here close to my house. I have some which is a little bigger from another job, but they are buried under things and buried under the snow. But the focus is the chainsaw. Very good compression. This is the Husqvarna 380 with the ignition system from Husqvarna 65. I gave it choke. I think it has fuel. Let's see if I can take a cut or two. Did you notice that? It starts on first pull. Gee, it's incredible. Perfect. The new chain is stretching a little. That's normal when it's completely new, and I didn't make it too tight. So I can settle the bar a little with the paint and everything, make a little resistance on the chain when it's brand new. So then I just need a heavy duty job to work on. Later on I may be fine. Maybe I'll sell the chainsaw, who knows. Cool stuff.